Click the link in the description for your free Amsoil catalog. Before we get started, I'd like to give a quick shout out to some of our friends. The Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame. Search for them on Facebook. Central Minnesota Pond Racing. Search for them on Facebook. The historic Lancaster Motel for the ultimate Eastern trail riding adventure. Crane's Snowmobile Museum at 172 Main Street in Lancaster, New Hampshire. The Vintage Snowmobile Club of America Quarterly Magazine. The Bridge Street Garage Racing Team, the house racing team of the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast. The New Hampshire Snowmobile Museum at Bear Brook State Park in Allenstown, New Hampshire. And lastly, if you decide to advertise with the Vintage Snowmobile Podcast, this could be your advertising message. Good evening and welcome to the podcast. I'm really glad you're here. Now, I have a robust lineup of vintage snowmobile entertainment on tap for you tonight. But before we get into all of that, I want to make sure that everything is working properly. So if you can see my face and hear my voice, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment. Let me know where you're viewing this from and whether you are a first-time viewer or a regular viewer. Now, to our first-time viewers, I thank you so much for coming by to check us out tonight. I really appreciate it. If you enjoy what you see, please tune in. We're here every single Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, and we simulcast to 8 different places across Facebook and YouTube. So wherever you're viewing this, just come back here next week at 9 p.m. and join in the fun next week. Now, to our regular viewers who are here each and every week, I thank you so much for doing that. You guys are the ones that make this possible, and I thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Pardon me. I do have a tickle in my throat tonight, but we're going to push through. Let's look at some comments here before we get the party started. We've got regular viewer Alden Banks says we're sounding great. Thank you so much. Roger Cormier, another regular viewer from Winnipeg, Manitoba, says hello, and he says hello to the fellow Vintage Snowmobile fans. Looking forward to another great podcast. Well, thank you so much, Roger, for coming on. We appreciate your loyalty coming on here every week. Our good friend Judy Rinaldi says it's going to be a great show tonight. Well, thank you so much, Judy, for checking in. We appreciate your being on here. Now, Judy, by the way, is the first woman to be inducted into the Eastern Snowmobile Racing Hall of Fame, class of 2020. If you were a regular viewer of this podcast, you've probably seen that induction several times. And yeah, that was a very special day for all of the inductees. Mark Ferguson says howdy again, sounding loud and clear. Thank you so much. Nick Kafez says loud and clear from Shelby Township, Michigan. John Wernsdorfer from Whitefish, MT is Montana, I think. Judy Ronaldo says, hi, Bruce. Cool deal. Bruce is in the house as well. And she's also saying hi to Diane. Scott Haston from Alaska. He says he can hear us all the way over in Wasilla, Alaska. He's asking if there's anyone else here from Alaska. Our good friend Brian Robillard from Putnam, Connecticut is on here tonight. Brian, by the way, has the distinction of being the first person to come on this podcast live. And he's been on here several times, and I'm sure he'll be on here again sometime in the near future. In fact, Brian, if you've got something vintage to show us, send me an email and we can talk about it. Or also, we're going to open up the lines here for people to come on here live with their cell phones. If you've got something handy to show us, we'd love to see what you've got. If not, no worries, we can do it another time. Carl and Carrie Iskey from Lincoln, Nebraska, regular viewers. Thank you so much for coming on. Our friend Roger Goslin from Newport and the Newport area here in Vermont. He's watching from the groomer. He's a trail groomer. In fact, Roger, I watched your podcast earlier tonight. Love that new chair. Very cool. Thank you for coming on. I appreciate it. Stephen Burdick, watching from Orondo, Washington. I'm going to take one more here, and then we're going to get into the podcast, and I'll continue to pop comments on the screen. I thank you so much, too, for the riches here. An embarrassment of riches with all of these comments. I really appreciate it. David Lowry from Alberta, Canada, a repeat viewer, loves the podcast. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate it. Let me switch screens here. We're going to get right into the program. Let's look at the menu. There's a bit of a change tonight. I had Greg Dobrkey scheduled to come on, but something has come up. So sadly, he's not going to come on. But I've got Ron waiting in the wings here. We're going to bring him on in just a moment. And he's going to tell us about an event that he's involved with. And that's going to be happening this weekend. So let me change screens here. We're going to bring him on. Here we go. Turn your mic on. Yes. How you doing, Ron? Nice to meet you.
Good evening. How are you?
Good. Very good. Yeah, I really appreciate your coming on. Now, we live very close to each other. You've got an event you're working on this coming weekend. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we're having our first annual vintage ride here in Orleans County for the Country Riders Snowmobile Club. So we've had some interest and decided that we'll put on a little event and see how it turns out.
Wonderful. Yeah, that sounds like a lot of fun. I know I'm planning to attend, but yes, please continue. I'm sorry.
So the event registration will start 9 to 11. And then we'll have lunch 11 to 12. We have 4 prizes that we'll be giving out trophies for around lunchtime. Oldest rider, best of show, most unique, and oldest snowmobile.
Yeah.
And then right after lunch and after the trophy session, we will be going on a 9-mile ride in country rider territory.
Yeah.
So it'll be fresh groomed and looking to have a good turnout.
Wonderful. In fact, I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. This has all of the details as far as the address and everything. And there's a $10 entry fee for the people who show up with sleds. And like you said, on the left here, you can see all of the different categories for the trophies. But yeah, that looks to be a really good time. And I know I'm planning to attend. And tell me the trail system that you have that you're responsible for. How many miles of trails are there and what kind of condition are they in at this time?
So we have 108 miles of trail, all different levels of riding. We have a lot of valley trails, and then we have a lot of mountain trails up around the J Peak ski area. Currently, our trails are yellow conditions, early riding, and we are changing them to some green this week. So trails are improving after this last batch of snow that we've got this week. And groomers are running currently. They're out tonight. So trail conditions are improving.
Wonderful. And it's staying cold too, which is nice. So whatever you're doing to the trails, it's able to maintain and not lose that quality due to the things warming up. So we do have that going for
Right.
us. Nice, nice.
Trail base is building, and tonight it's -7, -9. It's they're going to set up hard.
Good. That's what you need too for an event like this, isn't it?
Saturday looks like it'll be brisk, so dress warm.
Sure. And this ride, do I understand it's a 9-mile loop? Does it start and stop from the same location?
Correct. So we'll start at our junction, which is OS 29, and it'll make a pretty close to 9-mile loop up and around and return at the starting spot.
Nice. And if someone is trailering there, I'm going to pop that graphic again. They're going to be towing their trailer to 1214 Tatro Road in Newport Center.
Correct.
And there's an area for them to park and unload their trailers and so forth?
Yeah, there's trailer parking, bonfire. We'll have a bonfire going to help stay warm, food on site.
Yeah. Good. That'll be fun. That'll be a lot of fun. Well, cool. Now I'm going to switch to the next portion of the program, but I'm going to invite you, Ron, if you'd like to stay on with us and participate. I'm going to read a few announcements, and then I'm going to open up the lines. In fact, let me do right now. I'm going to post a link. So if people are viewing this live and they've got a smartphone and they're in a man cave or a garage or a barn and they've got sleds or anything vintage they'd like to bring on here live to show and tell, you can bring that on here with your smartphone in just a few minutes, and this is something that we can all enjoy. I just posted a link in the description, so if you're on your smartphone, just click that link and it'll take you into a waiting area, and as soon as we're ready for you, we'll bring you on. We'll go for about 5 minutes or so, and if you've got some things to show and tell, in fact, let me put the graphic up. This graphic will show the guidelines. The guidelines are this. It must be something vintage related to bring on for show and tell. We do ask you to hold your camera horizontal for a wide shot. Number 3, please keep it clean, no nudity, profanity, etc. It's okay if you've got something to sell, but it must be vintage related. And number 5, of course, keep it positive, no bashing of people, businesses, etc. So what I'm going to do, if you'd like to hang out, Ron, for a few minutes, I'm going to read a few announcements, and then we'll meet you on the other side, and you can join us and see who comes on for some live show and tell, and you and I can ask them questions and comment and be a peanut gallery for them. How does that sound for you?
Sure.
Good deal. All right, well, let's do some quick announcements here. I'm going to mute your microphone while I'm doing that. This is the race schedule for the Central Minnesota Pond Racing Series. So if you're in that part of the country in Minnesota or nearby, this is the schedule for what they have going on. Also, Crane's Snowmobile Museum in Lancaster, New Hampshire is putting on a snowmobile show, swap meet, and cookout on February the 5th. Do not miss it if you're in the area. It is an excellent show. In fact, later in this podcast, I'm going to be showing some video clips from that very show a couple of years ago. We'd love it if you can join us. Also, there's another show in Rutland, Vermont at the State Fair, 175 South Main Street, Rutland, Vermont. That is February the 19th. And then, of course, the show we've been talking about on Tatro Road, Newport Center, Vermont, this coming weekend, Saturday. We'd love it if you can join us. And what else have we got here? Now, we've got I get a lot of emails, which is really nice. We've got an email from Carl Moore. He's got a question about a 72 TX Starfire, Polaris TX Starfire. He's asking if they're rare. He doesn't see many pictures of them. He has a 335 or a 340. And it was raced and sponsored by R&B Polaris out of Concord, New Hampshire. And when he gets some time, he wants to get it up and running. Now, before I get to the second part of the question, I understand Starfires to be rare. I don't know how rare. I know that they were intended for racing. Polaris made them for racing. So the question I'm going to pose to the audience is, how rare are these Starfires? Are they incredibly rare? Are they kind of rare? Where are they in the spectrum of rareness? I don't know. So if anyone has any comments about that, please post them in the comment section. But Carl continues, I have a picture of the hood at the moment with the racing numbers on it, and he was hoping someone would know who drove it and maybe have some background on the machine itself. He bought it years ago in Pembroke, New Hampshire, and he saw it sitting outside a garage. Now I'm going to go into the comment section for a second and see if people are posting about the Polaris Starfires. I don't see anything as yet, but we will come back to that. We'll circle back to that. Let's go down to the next comment. I got an email also. Oh, I'm having trouble seeing this. Asking, he wants to find a track for a Ski-Doo Nordic 60. It's 24 inches wide by 146, and it's a 1989. He'd like to restore it. So if you know of a track like that, by all means, post a comment here in the comment section for him to find, and I appreciate it. The reason I was hesitating, across the top of my screen, it's got all the details of how many people are viewing this, and it's cutting off his name, so I can't see his name. So I do apologize. It was Tony Felix, by the way. Also, we've got Trevor Newman. Says he's got a 1980 Scorpion Stinger. It's a 440, currently looking for a throttle bushing or linkage. It's a plastic ring that goes in the assembly. He wants to know where we can find one. I don't know, but does anyone viewing this know where he could find such an item? And it would be in Ontario and needed to be shipped to there. So if you know of anything like that, please post it in the comments for Travis to see. And I apologize. My voice is already giving out, but we're going to push through it. And that concludes the comments. So we're going to rejoin Ron. We're going to chat with him for a minute. We're also going to pop some more comments on the screen. And I'd like to invite those bold individuals who have something for show and tell to click the link in the description and come on here with their cell phone and show us what kind of vintage items they have, whether it's vintage sleds, clothing, artifacts. If you've got a cool story to tell, we would love to see it. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to find my spot here. Okay, so we've got Terry Beck saying he can hear us and see us from Michigan. Jim Gauchion, regular viewer, loud and clear in Lee, Mass. Stacy and Art Fosler, regular viewers from Platkill, New York. Richard Brazo from Coleman, Wisconsin, regular viewer. Joshua Gilbert from out west says hello. Think he's in Idaho. And we've had him on the podcast before, and we'll have him on here again in the near future, hopefully. Doug Rinstra from Gwynn, Michigan. Pat Lima hears us loud and clear. Missed us last week as he was heading out to go sledding. That's always a better priority because you can watch this later if it comes to that. Dean Hebert watching from Manitoba. Scott Haston, our friend from Alaska, needs a snow machine brought up from Bend, Oregon to the Anchorage area. If anyone has room in their trailer for that sled, reach out to him here in the comment section to make arrangements for that. Okay, Clayton Wicks from Buffalo, New York. Thank you for checking in. Jim Miller saying hello to Judy Rinaldi. He's an Arctic Cat driver from Connecticut. They raced together back in 1975. How cool is that? And by the way, we are in the live section of the program. It's an open line program. If you were live, if you were in a man cave or a garage and you've got vintage sleds you'd like to show us, all you have to do is click the link in the description with your cell phone. You can come on and join us live in real time right now to show us these sleds to do some show and tell. We would love to see them. We've got Mary Shadley saying hello. Oh, Marlboro, Connecticut. Okay, yep. Nice to meet you. Also, James Springer, regular viewer. He's been watching from the very beginning, and he's out in Wausau, Wisconsin, saying hello. Hello back to you, James. Eric Zimmerman from Eau Claire, Wisconsin. He's viewed a couple of times. He joins us when he can, and we appreciate that, Eric. Jason Jensen loves the old sleds. Clint Bruderer says hello from Logan, Utah. Bruce Borovarch, our good friend, says hello to the gang and to Judy. Diane Baker says hello to Judy. These are all people who are associated with the Eastern Snowmobile Hall of Fame. This is wonderful. And Roger Goslin says thank you and see you Saturday. And by the way, Roger, I love that. I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I love that podcast you did from the Warming Hut. Roger drives the groomer for the Drift Dusters Snowmobile Club, and he did a cool podcast a couple of hours ago. Really nice to see that. Someone mysteriously showed up with a recliner and brought it into the Warming Hut. Now, I don't know where this Warming Hut is exactly, but I have a feeling that's accessible only by snowmobile. So there's a mystery as to how they got that recliner over there. But he was very happy to see it. It looks like a nice recliner. He was sitting in there relaxing. It really cool to see. Bruce Borvar says hello to Diane. Diane says hi to Bruce. Brian Ben Haverbeek says great to see another podcast. Brian was on here just a couple of weeks ago. And all right, let's see. Okay, Scott Haston says I need a Ski Whiz. Okay, he mentioned this earlier, but yeah, he needs a Ski Whiz transported from Bend, Oregon to Anchorage. And he's wondering if anyone has room on their trailer going that direction. Contact him on Facebook. He also says Epic Vintage Snow Go show in Palmer, Alaska at the Palmer Ale House, June 11th and 12th. Feel free to display or even to volunteer. Outstanding. How you doing, Ron? Are you having a good time watching all of these comments?
Oh, yeah. I'm checking it all out.
Good. I appreciate you hanging with us on this. We're waiting for someone bold enough to come on here live with a cell phone to do some show and tell for us. I don't know if it's going to happen. I hope it does. If not, we're just going to roll with it and have a good time ourselves here. But as long as you're comfortable hanging like that and viewing all these comments, I've got some more to go through. We'll go through them and we'll just keep the thing moving. Let's see. Jim Smith said, okay, he's talking about the Starfires, I think. The 650s are pretty rare. The 800s are even more rare, even harder to find. So I think he's talking about those Polaris Starfires that we were asking about earlier. So that's a comment about those Starfires. Tom Svobodny says that guy looking for a Scorpion, have him get a hold of Steve Chapman on Facebook. Cool deal. For the Scorpion parts. Yes. All right. So hopefully he's watching. That was someone who sent me a message earlier. I popped it on the screen. Now, Bruce Borovar says he had a 72 340 Starfire. He doesn't remember R&B racing in Concord, though. But thank you for weighing in on that. I appreciate that. Our good friend Armin Buto, running late from Pittsburgh, New Hampshire. Appreciate your coming on, Armin. And we would love to have you on with some reps sometime. In fact, if you're standing in your barn or garage, wherever you keep those, we'd love to have you come on right now. Just click the link in the description. You can come on and join us for some show and tell. We would love to see you. Joe Butler says hello. Jim Smith in Oregon says hello. Hello back. Scott Haston says thank you. You're very welcome. Jim Miller says hello. Bruce Hulls. I think Bruce Hulls was a former racer, actually a pretty big name one. If I'm thinking of the right Bruce Hulls, he's out there in Humboldt, Saskatchewan. We appreciate your checking in. And if you have anything for show and tell, Bruce, either tonight or sometime in the future, we would love to have you come on. Whether it's sleds, trophies, artifacts, stories of yesteryear, we would love to have you come on and share some of that with us. Mike McAlargy from Caseville, Michigan. Thank you so much for coming on. He's a regular viewer. Dennis Cowdery, riding a 62 Polaris Snow Traveler, Rumford, Maine. Outstanding. Joseph Butler is from Harwich, Massachusetts. Jim Miller from Venice, Florida. We showed some images he shared with us last week. Farrell Vrains. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that, and I apologize in advance, but Farrell is saying howdy from Ardrossan, Alberta, looking for a used yellow hood for his 77 Everest 444 liquid cooled. If anyone knows of one, please be in touch with Farrell right here in the comment section. All right, we're getting close to the end of the comments here, and no one has come on to go live. We're still going to roll with it, though. I have a plan. Darren Gissel says hello from North Dakota. John T. Sinna working on some speedways tonight. Cool deal. We've got Jim Smith saying that ski whiz he bought needs to get to Alaska. Oh, that's Scott Haston, I think, saying hi to Jim Smith. Okay, hopefully they can connect with each other. That would be really cool. And then Greg Dobrke, looking forward to next week's show. I don't know if it's going to be next week, but it's going to be in early February sometime. But yes, let's stay in touch, Greg, and make that happen. That's going to be a lot of fun. And then our good friend Stephen Burdick, looking for an HD carb ram tube or a velocity stack for an Eskimo project. And yeah, he was telling me about that Eskimo project not too long ago. Good deal. All right, how you holding up, Ron?
Oh, great.
Cool. I appreciate you being on here. This podcast, when you're live like this, is very unpredictable. So I appreciate you rolling with it. But Rick and Katrina Dumont say hello to Mike. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to shift gears, but stay right where you are, Ron. You're going to be a part of this whole thing. We're going to look at a couple of videos here. It's going to be a shorter podcast than usual tonight, but I removed that comment. So we're on item number 4 right now. This is footage from the Crane Snowmobile show in Lancaster, New Hampshire from back in 2019. If you like what you see, they're going to be doing that show I think 2 weeks from this Saturday, February the 5th. This is an excellent show. If you're in the area, by all means, come by and check it out. Let's take a look at some footage from that crane show. By the way, I have a 5-minute limit on these videos, so I had to speed this up. So the talking in this video is going to sound kind of fast. That's why it sounds that way. But let's check it out. All right, so we are here at Crane's Snowmobile Museum in Lancaster, New Hampshire. Today is February the 2nd, 2019, and we're at his Paul Crane's annual Vintage Snowmobile show. Paul Crane's the owner of the Snowmobile Museum. And people are just starting to pull in here. There'll be people pulling in here over the next couple of hours. And here's somebody now. Let me get out of his way. Bet he's got more than one sled in there. So over the next couple of hours, we'll probably have 50 or 100 sleds here. So as far as the sleds that are here, let's take a quick walk by and see what we have. There's an RXL. Old 650 TX. How's it going? Good.
How many of those you seen?
None. That's my first one. Is this yours?
Yeah, my son's.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I do a lot of videos on the internet. Do you feel like talking that up a little? Just say my name is, and this is a.
Oh, let me get my son. That's his.
All right. Yeah, you can talk it up.
Yeah. He'll probably tell you the story. He's chasing that for 3 years.
Really?
He seen it at a show, and the guy wanted like $1,800 for it. He says, "Oh, he paid $1,800 for that sled." And he finally chased it down, and we went out in Massachusetts someplace. Bait trip. We get that. We get that in the sled far low behind it.
Yeah.
They made 3 sleds: a purple one, a maroon one, and a blue one.
Wow.
We get the purple one. Came with this.
Wow, this is. Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you. I like that Puma.
Thanks.
That's nice. Is that yours?
Yeah.
I do a lot of videos on the internet. Do you feel like talking that up?
I've seen you on there.
Oh, good.
You're up at the Vermont one in there a little while ago.
Yeah, totally. In Washington, yeah.
I see you on there all the time on the videos.
Nice. I'm glad you watch it.
Yeah.
I'll give you a business card. I got to go and get some. They're not in my pocket, but I'll give you one before the day's over.
Okay.
But do you feel like talking it up? Just my name is, and this is my Puma, and just like you're telling a friend about it?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, we'll go over next to it. And
I've got one. I want you to sign it after. Okay. Thank you very much. Yeah, well, it's beautiful.
So did you used to race this? Is that?
No, my dad used to race.
Oh, wow.
25th, right? Yeah.
Let me try to get this better focus here. Wow, so is there a story behind that? Or?
Yeah, my grandfather owned Rodco in Randolph, Vermont, the Arctic distributor.
Yeah.
And so my dad met his daughter, ended up marrying her, and ended up racing for Rodco back in the late 60s and early 70s.
Wow.
And, he raced the King Cats and the EXTs, and that was pretty much it.
Wow, those are legendary.
So he was good in his day.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was one of the best. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
And is this one of the ones that he raced?
No, this is an original that a guy down in Braintree, Vermont bought from my grandfather in 1970, and he raced around the local backyard races back then. And other than painting the tank, it's pretty much original. You can see the holes where they tried to do different things with pipes in it.
Oh yes, yeah. They had Montana pipes on it or something?
No, just straight pipes out the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a megaphone outside. Like
it's all original inside. So.
Oh, look at that.
Pretty cool, man.
That's nice. Wow.
So a little piece of history, anyways.
Yeah. Let me come on it from the back here.
Yeah, I'd like to have you sign it. I'd like to do it. Sure.
I've got a Sharpie on me if you need one. You need a Sharpie? All right. Yeah. Sure.
Oh, let me see you got a copy of that.
Cool deal. Yeah. So did anything jump out at you, Ron, as you were viewing that? Any sleds jump out at you that were interesting?
I've been by that museum many times, and I got to stop in there and check that out.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely. And in fact, if you don't have anything to do February 5th, you get not only the museum, but you get probably close to 100 exhibitors bringing sleds. It's a really good show. Do you have, when it comes to vintage, do you have any favorite brands or anything that are some of your favorites? Or
I'm a BRP Skidoo fan.
Nice. Cool deal. Yeah, I like Skidoo myself. I'm a cat guy, but I like Skidoo very much. Cool deal. Now we've got some more comments coming in, and we've got a couple more videos we're going to play. Where was I with the? Okay. All right. So Rick and Katrina Dumont say hello. That was the last one we posted. Richard Rollison from Troy, Pennsylvania says hello. Hello back. John Graber says, I could have sworn I heard your voice in Eagle River second weekend during ceremonies. I was in the paddock. No, that wasn't me, unless someone was playing a recording or something, playing one of my podcasts. But yeah, I wasn't out there. Some good friends of mine were out there, though. Anthony LeMay says, go Ron Merrill. Hey, there we go. Is that someone you know, Ron?
Group operator.
Oh, nice. Good deal. Nice. We have the Northeast Kingdom in the house tonight, which is wonderful. Alden Banks says there was a great motor ski Grand Prix, and then I think it cut off whatever he was typing there. Skip Estes says he loves the 70 Puma. He has a 70 Puma EXT 295. Yeah, I would love to see that sometime, Skip, whether you have images or video or you'd like to come on here live sometime for some show and tell. We would love to see that. Now, speaking of that Puma, that gentleman who was speaking, I never got his name. I'm still kicking myself on that. But he was talking about how I don't know if it was his father or his grandfather owned Rodco. Now, I don't know a lot about Rodco, but I do know that Rodco, I believe, was a regional distributor for Arctic Cat in the 70s, regional in the New England area. I don't know what states they covered and all of that. Don't know a lot about it, but I think that's what Rodco was. Someone is saying they've got a couple of videos for me next week. But thank you so much for that, and I will look forward to that. Dennis Kowalski, that was me and my Puma back. Oh, wow, okay. How's that for finding out what your name was after all these years? Because I wanted to reach out with you to try to do some more. We should email. I'd like to talk to you about coming on the podcast. And if you have a moment to type a few words to go into some detail about exactly what Rodco was, we would love to hear about that here in the comment section. Am I correct? Was Rodco the regional Arctic Cat distributor for all of New England, part of New England? Am I close with that? And then we've got Pat Lima saying loves how that Puma sound. Absolutely. So, are you still hanging good, Ron?
Still here.
Good deal. I really appreciate you coming on and rolling with all this unpredictable stuff. Now, early in that video that we saw at Lancaster 2019, there was that purple Whippet. I was talking to this gentleman, and he said it was his son's sled. And he went in and got his son to come out and comment on it. Let's take a look now at Jason Gibbs, who owns that sled. He's going to make some comments on that Whippet, and let's find out about that.
It's a 72 Whippet, I believe. They made it from 72, 73, and 74. Some 75s, I guess. They made a purple one, a blue one, and a red one. I do have the matching sleigh to this. They only made 3 sleighs.
Wow.
I've been found out. And I have the purple one that matches the snowmobile.
Wow.
They have a 399 in them. They have a 340 and a 295. All JLO motors. This is a Prowler. They made 2 different models. One was a wide track, one was a narrow track. This is the wider track one.
That's $399, huh?
And they're all $399. Yeah. See, this is a Blazer. The Blazer was the wide track. The Prowler was the narrow track. They're made in J-Maine. Other than that, I don't know that much about them. I had a chance. I chased this one for 2 years, and I offered the guy some money, and he took it. So now it's got a home for life.
Nice. Well, that's cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool. Yeah, that guy Jason Gibbs, he's at that Lancaster show just about every year. He goes to pretty much all the shows in northern New England. Great guy, and that Whippet was a nice example. Had you ever seen a Whippet like that, Ron?
No, that's a cool sled.
Yeah, for sure. That was the first time I'd ever seen one. I'd seen images of one a couple of times here and there, but I'd never seen one in person. And I should, I don't even remember now if he said that was restored. I have a feeling that was restored. That was too pristine to be an original. But yeah, that was a sweet sled. Now, we still don't have any takers to come on live. We usually have at least one person who's bold enough and come and join us, but we do understand. Please think of us, though, for future episodes. In the meantime, though, we're going to look at one more video, and if someone still wants to come on, we've got a little time. So if you'd like to join us with your cell phone, just click the link in the description. In fact, I'm going to post it again because there are so many comments that it might have gotten lost in the comments. So I'm going to post it so it'll be fresh for people to find. Okay, so if you have been thinking about coming on to join us live for some show and tell with your smartphone, all you have to do with your smartphone, click the link that I just posted in the description. It'll bring you into a waiting area, and we'll bring you on, and you can talk to us just like we're talking with Ron here, and we can do some show and tell. We'd love to see some sleds, vintage artifacts, trophies, anything you've got in the way of vintage snowmobiles. So the gentleman who is going to come on tonight, unfortunately, he wasn't able to. Something came up, but his name is Greg Doberkey. He's out in the Midwest. I think he's in Wisconsin, Oshkosh, Wisconsin, or in that area, I think. He and I have a lot in common. We both go to vintage snowmobile shows and take video footage. He's got a lot of footage, and he shares a lot of it with me, and I really appreciate it. He really does a good job. Now, his specialty is the twin track sleds, like the Raiders, the Mantas, things like that. And we're going to see some of his sleds at a show. So let's take a look at a clip of this is something he sent me a while back. I edited it down to get it under 5 minutes, so it's a little different than the format that he sent me. But let's take a look at some of his footage, and we're going to have him on. We're going to bring him on sometime here in the next few weeks. Let's take a look.
September 16th, 2017. This is the County Line Trailblazers annual barbecue chicken and snowmobile show. Check out these sponsors. Either they're cooking all the wonderful chicken dinners. They're one of the trail groomers. Yeah, open them up then so we can see them.
Yeah, so that's some cool footage from Greg Dobberkey. And now, Ron, did you notice that Restomod Ski-Doo?
I saw that Manta. I was thinking that you probably want some earplugs to drive that thing.
Yeah, for sure. Those things are loud. Yeah, and then somebody there had looked like a maybe 69, maybe a Ski-Doo Olympic or something with a independent front and rear suspension and all that. Did that catch your eye?
Yeah, oh yeah, that was nice.
Good deal. Yeah, that's really cool. And yeah, so if anyone viewing this enjoys the twin track stuff, the Mantas and the Raiders and all that, our friend Greg Dobberkey does that website, twintrackworld.com. There's a link in the description if you'd like to visit that. If you like that twin track stuff, he is the guy for that in the vintage snowmobile space. Now we've got a few more things we're going to do, but let's take a look at some comments. Okay, here we are. So John Spranger Jr., regular viewer, has a question for you, Ron. He's wondering what your favorite Ski-Doo is, year, make, model.
So my wish list is a 1970, the year I was born.
Nice. Nice. An Olympic or an Elan or?
Olympic, yeah.
Nice. Those are cool. Very cool. And then we've got some information from Dennis. I was hoping he'd weigh in on this, and he has. So we were wondering about Rodco. Now, Rodco, this is the official word because I think it was his grandfather that owned it. Rodco was the Eastern region distributor for all of Arctic-Cat, including Eastern Canada. He was young at the time, but he remembers his grandfather telling him a few years in a row that they sold over 100,000 Arctic-Cats to all the regional sales outlets. And yeah, I'd love to catch up with you, Dennis. By all means, send an email. In fact, let me get in the right screen here. Where do I'm going to pop my email address on the screen. I just need to get to the right place on the interface here. So, Dennis, if you're viewing that, that is the best way to communicate with me. There's also a phone number in the description on this video. But yes, let's please be in touch. And I really appreciate your viewing the podcast, Dennis. It's really cool that we're able to get in touch like this and stumble onto each other on the podcast. Look forward to being in touch. Now, Steve Woodward gives us a thumbs up. And this is a viewer from another part of the world, and I can't make out a word of it. But I thank you so much for coming on, especially if you're from another part of the world viewing this podcast. I really appreciate you being here. Now, we're going to get a little kooky and a little crazy. I'm going to try an experiment. I stumbled onto a new feature that this interface has, and I'm going to show you something. The potential of this is incredible, but I haven't quite figured out how to exploit it yet. I'm going to show you what I mean instead of just talking about it. I'm just clicking around here. Now, hopefully I've got enough RAM to do this. All right, I'm going to put myself full screen for just a minute. Now check this out. That's an image behind me. I'm not sitting in this room with this piano and all this nice room here. But there's got to be something cool I can do with this potential. I can take images, and I'll show you. I can put myself out on a country road or in front of some mountains. And, of course, I had to get funny with it. Put myself in front of a landfill near the New Jersey Turnpike. Here's my new beach property. I can also put myself in front of a wood-paneled wall or a brick wall. And as I'm doing this and I'm moving around, is there a delay? You can probably see a little shadowing around me. Yeah, when I put my arms up. I'm just experimenting with this. I just found this today. I can also put maybe a logo behind. As you're viewing this, if you have ideas of what I could put behind me that would be cool, a snowmobile theme or cool background, I might even be able to put an animated GIF, which I haven't tried yet, maybe with some snow falling. I'm not quite sure what I want to do with that, other than that the potential to me seems really cool. Any thoughts, Ron? Did you find that amusing, or you think I could do something creative with that?
Some pictures of our our country rider groomers in action.
Yeah, we could have that rolling. I could make it like an animated GIF and have that going in the background. Yes, please do that. Absolutely. And anyone else too, if you've got ideas or images. Yeah, please do share those with me. And anyone else viewing too, if you've got images to share with me that. Go ahead.
We have some cool sunrise photos. From the groomers.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, please share those with me. Yeah, any kind of images that anyone thinks could be cool as a background like that, please share that with me, and we'll get creative and exploit this possibility. I don't know quite how to exploit it yet, but there's got to be something cool I can do with that. Now, Tony Felix had mentioned earlier about the track for an 89 Ski-Doo Nordic. He's putting his email on the screen, so if you know of such a track, it's 60. It's for a Nordic 60, 1989. It's 24 by 146. His email address is on the screen there. Please reach out to him. Okay, someone says we're going to suggest put up some sort of different background each week. Good idea. Oh, and we've got Dirk that's going to come on here in just a moment. Let's play one more comment here. Let's get through these comments real quick. I've got a couple quick ones. Yeah, so Brian says we could have a different one each week. Great idea. Alden says pretty cool. Stacy and Art Fosler says, got my first sled, and he bought new in 1977, a Colt SS. Yeah, I would love to see that. I remember those Colt SSs. Those were really popular for an entry level sled. You were getting a lot for your money. I remember like the 250s and the 340s. Those are sweet sleds, those Colts. But let's bring our friend Dirk on. Dirk, how are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. You're a brave soul. I appreciate you coming on.
Well, that's what I figure. I really don't have a whole lot of super interesting things, but I jumped in here at the right time when we're talking Colts. That's kind of my love. My first snowmobile was a 72 340 Colt, and I still have remnants of that. And in the meantime, I've kind of started sort of collecting the 250 single cylinder Colts.
Yeah,
and I've got a couple of those in running order. And I just picked up here. Let's see. I don't know if we can. I gotta.
Oh, what do we get there? I'm going to put you full screen.
Okay, there we go.
Can you rotate your camera horizontal?
Oh yes, I can. Yep, there we go.
There we go. Now we're talking.
There we go.
Is it a snow jet?
No, this is actually a 175 Colt, 1973. Just picked it up last weekend. Been kind of working on it a little bit. So, like I said, I've got some 250 Colts, kind of the exact same thing, except the 250 engine. Never had one of these little 175s, but looks like it'd be something great for the grandkids to use. I'm not really into restoring them to original condition. I'm just kind of keeping them running, and I enjoy just running around almost daily, jumping on one of the old snowmobiles. I've got an XLT over there in the background. That's one of my newer snowmobiles over there, but. Kind of a Colt junkie, I guess.
Wonderful.
And so I thought I might even get some free advice on here. So this, I got the recoil off of this right now, and got it hanging right here.
Yeah.
And it seems to be working fine. The dogs come right out like they're supposed to.
Yeah.
But it just sits there and clings and clangs like a wind chime when it's running. So I don't know if anybody else has any good information on how to keep it from doing that. I don't know if the springs are just worn or what.
Yeah, that's an excellent question. If anyone is viewing this that has an answer for Dirk, by all means, please weigh in with an answer in the comments. We'd love to hear about that. Now, Dirk, what part of the? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go. Yeah, I'm from Battle Lake, Minnesota. I live here on Otter Tail Lake, actually.
Yeah.
And like I say, I guess my grandpa bought me a snowmobile when I was 13 years old. Like I said, I still have parts of that, the old Colt, but I've never really got away from them. I've got a kind of a collection of others. I got about 10 running snowmobiles out in my other shed out here, but I just got 2 in here tonight.
Nice. Now, do you have snow on the ground that you can do some yard riding? Or?
Oh yeah, we got plenty of snow this year. We've had we're kind of short on moisture the last few years. I live right on the lake, and we've been fighting low water in the summer, so we wanted precipitation of any kind, and we've had quite a lot of snow this year, so I've been spending as much time blowing snow as I have snowmobiling. And we got kind of a cold snap right now. We're down, it's about 25 below here this morning.
25 below. Yeah, that's nippy.
So, and then I also hope to go to the Vintage show here in a couple of weeks in Elk River, Minnesota. I don't know if anybody's promoted that on here or not.
No, by all means, talk it up. Yeah.
Okay, it used to be the Waconia show. It was in Waconia, Minnesota, and it was a pretty major show. And they kind of just outgrew the venue there.
Yeah. And
now it's at a place called ERX Speedway in Elk River, Minnesota.
Yeah.
And it's quite a show, and they have a vintage trail ride, and they have some racing. They actually have a moto or a snowcross type track there that they have set some old sleds out there and let them run 20 minutes at a time and fix for 20 minutes and go back out and count laps. So it's kind of fun to watch that.
That sounds like fun. Yeah. And what was the date of that again? Is that this weekend?
No, that is the 20. That's 2 weeks from now. I'm going to come over here and look at my calendar once to give you an actual date.
February 5th, maybe.
Yeah. No, let's see. We're March. It's the 28th and 29th of February.
Gotcha. 28th and 29th. So a 2-day show.
Well, actually, it'll be the 29th and the 30th. The display is actually on the 30th. And then, it starts Friday night, then come in Friday and Saturday. There's a bunch of events and the trail ride. And it's quite fun on the trail ride. They have an oval racetrack at this facility, and they line up, several hundred snowmobiles, and they start them, 8 or 10 wide, kind of loop around the track, and then that's the official ride of the official start of the trail ride. And it looks like a white tornado from all the smoke fumes, definitely, as they go around the track. I'll try to record some video if I make it there. I'm planning on it, to see what the weather does and whatnot, but I'm planning on being there. I've got some footage I could probably share from other years too, but I'll try to get some footage from that event and share that with you at some point.
Please do. I would love to see that. We could share it on here for everyone to enjoy. And as you're taking video, just be sure to hold your camera horizontal for a wide shot.
Okay. That sounds good. I'm kind of a Facebook Live guy. I do that quite often too, but so I'll probably do that from the event as well. But I'll try to get you some video that we can share here on your podcast.
Wonderful. Yeah. And anything you do live, share it with me if you would after the fact, and I'll share it on my Facebook page, the Vintage Snowmobile Lovers Facebook page.
Sure, I can do that. One quick technical question here. So my camera in this interface, I'm facing the screen. I don't see a way to flip my camera around. Is there a way that I'm not seeing,
There is. Let me show you. Let me switch things up a little bit. If you hold the camera like this and scroll up, there should be a gear icon that allows you to adjust your camera. And then if you can get into that gear icon, then you can
there is a camera and mic gear right here, maybe.
Yeah, click on camera.
Let's see. No, it went away. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, if you click on camera, it should allow you to go from the front camera to the rear and vice versa.
Yeah, that camera now, and I don't see a rotate button. Let's see. No, and I watched here a couple weeks ago, and a gentleman was having the same problem. He kind of wanted to flip his camera around, and it said it worked better to show your toys up that way. I'm still not seeing that. Here we go. Down at the bottom, camera 2, front facing. I hit a down arrow. Front facing. Back facing back. Here we go. There we go.
Let me put you full screen.
Okay, keep my phone horizontal, and you're saying?
Yes. Yeah, perfect. That's what we're after.
Yeah, that makes it a little easier.
Yeah, now you can see it, and we can see what you're looking at.
Right.
This is wonderful.
Yeah. Okay. And like I say, this is my latest the recoil project here or whatever that I was kind of trying to show you with the other one, but I can kind of see it better that all the dogs pop out and suck right back in, but boy, it just tings and then kind of wants to suck the cable in, or the rope in this case, as it shuts off. I've had that problem with my 250s, and I've just taken apart and cleaned it. But I've tried that on this one with no luck at this point.
Gotcha. Yeah, hopefully somebody viewing this will have an answer. I'm not much of a wrencher on sleds, but I'm sure someone viewing this is. But while we've been doing this, someone has made a comment. Carl and Carrie Iskey Carl says he has his dad's 72 Colt 295 SF. It just had a motor rebuild to a 340. He did a test ride last weekend and needs to get the seat redone. Maybe he's going to bring it to a vintage show next year. So yeah, thank you so much, Carl, for weighing in on that.
Yeah, well, I'm glad I jumped in here. I won't hold you guys any longer. Maybe some evening when we're on and I got a few more of my vintage machines in the garage here. Maybe I'll give you a little tour. There's nothing spectacular, just old riders. But I say I'm pretty active rider of the old sleds, and that's kind of my that and fixing them, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'd love to have you on here again. And anytime you've got sleds out doing yard riding, if someone is available to take some video of that, we'd love it if you could share that with us after the fact. Sure.
I've actually got some videos that I've saved on Facebook. I might be able to share with you where I've done some riding through some trails and stuff with the GoPro camera and whatnot. So maybe I'll try to get you hooked up with that too.
Yeah, please be in touch. My email is in the description. That's a great way to communicate with me. Yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, Dirk.
Okay, sounds good. Well, like you say, didn't have a whole lot to show, but I thought I'd jump in here and give you some activity on your live link. I enjoy the show and try to catch it when I can. So
outstanding. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you for being a viewer of the show. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm gonna see. I'm flipping my camera back around here, facing back. That's a little unfriendly, but
it is tricky.
But I think there we go.
There we go.
So now I'm facing. So I'll sign out from my garage here.
Good deal. Well, thank you so much, Dirk. It was nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you guys. All right, have a good night.
All right, you
Bye.
too. Well, cool. That was fun. That was What do you think about that, Ron? Was that fun?
I need a garage like that.
Yeah, totally.
A toy box.
Yes, absolutely. A man cave. So we've got some more comments that come in. Someone is saying a sled of the week or a show poster or a rare image. Yeah, the ideas are endless. Yeah, that's for the background images we were talking about. And then Darren Gissel says January 28th and 30th next weekend. So I don't know if he's talking about that show that Dirk was talking about. Maybe he was mixed up on that. I'm not sure. But if you have more detail on that, Darren, what we're talking about with that show, or the 28th and 30th, what that is, if you could fill us in a little more detail. I think he's talking about the show Dirk was talking about. Pat Lima says, I'd like to see the video of the start of that. I'm not sure I understand that. I apologize. Anthony LeMay says, nice plane collection, or Polaris collection must be. John Springer Jr.'s. Oh, John Springer Jr.'s got some advice. Put some washers between the recoil and the fan shield. Excellent advice. Thank you so much. Hopefully Dirk will see that and give that a try. And yes, Darren gives us confirmation. That is the show that Dirk was talking about. Turns out that is January 28th and 30th, next weekend. So thank you for the update on that. All right. That's about all I've got. Did you want to do a final shameless plug, Ron, for that show? I'll put a graphic up if you want to talk it up one more time.
Yeah, hope that we have everybody come join us this coming Saturday for our first annual vintage ride. And you can check out our Facebook page, Country Riders Snowmobile Club. Give us a like, and should be a good time.
Outstanding. Yeah, and thank you so much, Ron, for coming on tonight, and especially for rolling with the unpredictability of everything that was going on. I appreciate you coming on, and I look forward to meeting you in person on Saturday.
Sounds good.
Cool deal. All right, so yeah, we are going to wind down the program, and as always, our good friends at Mad Ramps get the last words. But yeah, be sure to tune in here next Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This podcast simulcasts in 8 different places. So wherever you're viewing this now, just join us here, same place, 9 p.m. Eastern Time next week. And we'll do it all over again with new guests, new videos, and just have a really good time. So we'll catch you on the other side. The last word, as always, goes to our friends at Mad Ramps. Thank you for viewing. Hello, everyone. This is Rob and Mike. How you doing today, Rob?
I'm doing good. Mike, yourself?
Very well. Thank you so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Now, today we're going to be talking about AMSOIL, and in a few moments, we're going to show you how you can get the deepest discounts, free shipping, and free gifts when you order your AMSOIL products through us. But first, I'm going to ask Rob to give you a quick description of what AMSOIL is and why you should consider using AMSOIL products in your motorized vehicles.
Thanks, Mike. AMSOIL is 100% synthetic oil. Everybody uses AMSOIL for a different reason. Some people like the benefits that AMSOIL is warranted for 25,000 miles or 1 year. The reason we can do that is because AMSOIL doesn't oxidize. It doesn't form the usual carbons, gums, sludges like petroleum oils do. That's why we can keep it in the engines longer. Petroleum oils never do wear out. They oxidize themselves. That's why they have to be changed at 3,000 kilometers. And AMSOIL likes the benefit that you only have to change the oil once a year. That saves them money. Some of the people like the benefit of AMSOIL is it's a slipperier type lube. By having a slipperier type lube, it cuts down friction drag. By less friction and drag, engines run 20 to 50 degrees cooler, better gas mileage. Now, AMSOIL says 25% more protection than the industry requires is in the AMSOIL bottles. My average customer gets about 10% increase in gas mileage. That's a big savings.
Yeah.
And by cutting down friction and drag, for every 10 degrees you cut down the friction and drag, doubles the life of the engine. So by having the engine run cooler, it makes it last longer. Some people like the benefit of the range of the AMSOIL. AMSOIL's flash point is 425 degrees, and it pours at 50 below zero.
Wow.
If you ever tried petroleum oil when it's 10 below, it turns to honey. And in the summertime, petroleum oil thins out, and once it thins out, that's when it starts breaking down. So AMSOIL is an all-season oil, can give you better gas mileage, longer engine life, less maintenance. It ends up being cheaper over a year's time running AMSOIL than it is petroleum oils.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And AMSOIL is available for pretty much any motorized vehicle, anything from lawn equipment, cars, trucks, boats, ATVs, motorcycles, snowmobiles.
Yep. And a lot of people phone me up and say, well, what's the benefit of our gear lube? Exactly what I told you about the engine oil. It pours in cold weather, it runs cooler, makes the equipment last longer. And they say, well, what's the benefit of the small engine? Same thing. Makes the engine run cooler, last longer, better performance. So it saves on all the applications that AMSOIL has available.
Wonderful, wonderful. So yeah, let's talk now. Hopefully this has convinced people to think about maybe joining us in the AMSOIL experience. Let's talk about some of the discounts and free shipping and how that all happens. I'm going to pop a graphic on the screen. And yeah, by all means, if you want to talk people through how this preferred customer program works.
AMSOIL has a number of different programs. One of our main ones is a catalog customer, where somebody can order directly out of our catalog. If they order out of the catalog, they order $100 worth, AMSOIL will ship it right to their house. But our best program is our preferred customer. For only $10 for 6 months, you become a preferred customer, you save 25% on all the product. You order $100 worth, they're going to give you free shipping. You don't have to order a whole case. You can mix and match. Say you want 4 bottles of small engine, 7 bottles of 5W30, and a couple of gear loops. You can mix and match. You can order 1 bottle at a time if you want. There's no minimums, no maximums. By being a preferred customer, you save over 25% on all the products you're going to buy. AMSOIL sends you extra gifts, a $5 gift certificate on your birthday, $5 when you renew your account, and stuff like that. So it's a good way to save on some of the products you want to buy.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, it's an incredible value. And this is the deepest level of discount that anyone can get when ordering AMSOIL. Is that correct?
It is. It is.
Wonderful, wonderful. So let's take people through the step-by-step experience of placing an AMSOIL order. Then that would include signing up for the preferred customer preferred customer program, so they can receive those deepest levels of discount. So let's go to the website. This is what the website's going to look like. These are some screenshots. Once you go to amsoil.com, there's a link in the description, or you can just type that into a browser, amsoil.com. This is the page you land on. At the upper corner of the page there, you see how I've circled in red. That is the link to click, the Join Now link. That will take you to the Preferred Customer Program page, where you can take advantage of all of these discounts and free shipping and everything that we've just been talking about. This is what that page looks like. In the lower right, you're going to click Join Now. This will pop up. You select the duration you'd like, whether it's 6 months or 12 months, and click Add to Cart. Now, once this pop-up goes away, you'll be back on the main page. And the upper left, you'll see where I've got that red arrow. It says Shop. Now you can start shopping for products, and on your very first order, you're going to get these discounts and the free shipping as long as it's over $100. You'll get all of these benefits right away. So once you click Shop, it's going to take you to the product page. There's different types of oils, lubricants, so on and so forth. For the benefit of this exercise we're doing now, I'm just going to click motor oil. It shows different types of motor oil. Let's click gasoline. Now this takes us to an item. It's their synthetic motor oil. and you can see the item there, and there's choices for different viscosities. But take a look at the price. Let's take a closer look. Let's zoom in. But if you've joined the preferred customer program first, you're going to automatically get the deepest levels of discount. That's what we're looking at here. You're saving $3.80 on that quart of oil. Instead of paying $16.29, you're now paying $12.49 for that quart of oil. That is the deepest level of discount you can possibly get. And then you just add the quantity that you'd like. You select any other items that you're thinking about, add them to the cart. And once you click add to cart for the final time, you're going to see this come up at the top of the screen. It's going to show your items and your the total that you're at so far. Pardon me. And then you just click view cart in the upper right, and that'll take you to your cart. Take a close look here at the upper right. That blue box shows that you're getting free shipping. You're eligible for free shipping on this order because it's over $100. That little yellow box shows that you've got the preferred customer membership on your order that gives you the deepest levels of discounts for the next 6 to 12 months. And then below that, you've got the items that have been selected. For the exercise here, I selected 9 quarts of the signature series, but that brings us up over $100 for the free shipping. We're saving $34.20. And if you're ready to finish, you click checkout now, and that takes you to this screen here. If you haven't signed up with an AMSOIL account at this point, just click in the lower right to create an account, create a new account. It's going to ask you for some basic information, name and those types of things. Now let's take a closer look. You'll see this gray shaded box. This is a very important box. This is going to ask you if someone has referred you to AMSOIL. And if so, please enter my name. My name is Mike LaPierre. It's spelled right there on the screen for the correct spelling. And also the referral number, 304-555-94. That's how you make sure that Rob and I get credit for this. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I have signed up for AMSOIL under Rob. So when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. So if you enjoy these podcasts that we're doing, this is a wonderful way to support the podcast, because when you order using this referral number, Rob and I both benefit. And the commissions I make go directly toward offsetting the cost of doing these podcasts. So I thank you in advance for that, for using my referral number. I very much appreciate it. And once you've done that, you just go into the next screen to enter your payment information, and you're done. Now, once you've placed your order that's over $100, and that order includes your AMSOIL preferred customer program, you are now eligible to get a free DVD from myself. Now, this is going to be either a muscle car DVD or a vintage snowmobile DVD. Use the email address on the screen, wkspodcasts@gmail.com. Send me an email. Let me know which DVD you would like me to send you, the muscle car or the vintage snowmobile DVD, and I'll get that right out to you. As you're typing in that email, in the subject line, be sure and type in capital letters free DVD requests, so it stands out as I'm checking my email, and we'll get that right out to you. So I guess the last thing, Rob, that we wanted to talk about is if someone is considering AMSOIL as a business opportunity.
Yes. If anybody has a retail or a commercial account and they would like to buy directly from AMSOIL, just send Mike a line. He'll show you how to set up, and you can buy directly from AMSOIL. But if you are interested in starting your own part-time business, a part-time business that can grow into a full-time income, Mike and I will show you the AMSOIL marketing plan. AMSOIL has a large selection of products that cover almost every application. So it doesn't matter if you're into snowmobile, boating, or ATVing or hot rods, we have an oil for every application. It's a fun type business that's I really enjoy doing. Where else can I go and have fun and make money doing it? And Mike and I are here to help you all the way along. If you need any help on how to promote or to find new accounts, we're here to help you.
For sure. So when you sign up under that number, this 304-555-94, you're getting Rob and I as a team. Now, Rob has been doing AMSOIL for 40 years. Can you believe that? 40 years. So he knows every aspect of this business, and he knows all of the ins and outs of the products. So he'll be able to help you with any kind of product questions or any kind of questions to show you the different business models that you can do with AMSOIL. And then the other thing that you get when you sign up under me is I've got a strong background in social media. So if you need some coaching on how to generate AMSOIL leads using Facebook and YouTube, I'm happy to coach you with that when you sign up under Rob and I. You get both of us as a team to help you, to coach you, to support you, whatever you need to get you off and running with this business and having fun with it. Like Rob said, it's an enormous amount of fun. If you're like Rob and I and you enjoy going to any kind of boat shows, car shows, motorcycle shows, snowmobile shows, anything with a motor, you like going to those shows, those events, those races, this is a great way to turn that into a income opportunity for you.
Yes. And just by wearing my AMSOIL hat at one of these events, people come up and ask me about AMSOIL.
Wonderful.
People don't know where to buy it, and I'm there to help them, show them where they can buy the products.
Perfect. Well, cool. Well, this is great. Any final thoughts, Rob, before we wrap it up?
AMSOIL's a fun business. AMSOIL's been around since 1968. It was the first synthetic oil to be AI approved.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And that's very early in the game too, isn't it?
Yes.
For sure. Well, good. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for viewing. Hopefully, we've gotten you excited as we are about the AMSOIL products. We'd love it if you could join us either as someone who uses the AMSOIL products or to join the AMSOIL team as a business opportunity. And we thank you so much for viewing. Have a great day.
You have a good day.
It's the ultimate combination of simplicity and ingenuity. The newest way to load, unload, and transport your ATV or UTV. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Made in the USA and engineered for strength and durability. Maneuver through tight places and over rugged terrain with plenty of ground clearance. No licensing, no ongoing maintenance costs, and no storage hassles like trailers. Won't slip or move like conventional ramps. Free up more cargo space in the bed of your truck. Securely connects to your truck's receiver hitch. Easily extends for safe loading and unloading. Seamlessly retracts for highway and off-road travel. DOT approved in all 50 states and Canada. Quickly disconnects in under a minute. A unique space-saving storage system. The Mad Ramps Pivoting Ramp System. Go farther. Go faster. Go safer.
When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs. When you order using the link in the description, I'll send you 3 free Vintage Snowmobile DVDs.